employees need permission from the doctor, the office
Mhm.
manager to say, this is your process. You do with it. I trust you with this.
Where do you feel like you see task completion being confused with true ownership?
I can share on that one. So anchoring back to your why, that is so powerful. But an example I can think of is, say the task is the patient didn't come back for day 2, instead of just making the call, like really taking ownership to make sure the patient actually returns, and personalizing the communication and removing any barriers. I think it would be so easy to just be like, I called back and they didn't respond, but really with that outcome, the outcome is I'm going to call, I'm going to personalize the text, I'm going to personalize the email until they either decline or we get them to come back. So looking really there for the outcome of them showing up or them politely declining.
Yeah. And using that personal touch. You're so right. Like, hey, Bob, I know it was your birthday yesterday. I hope you had a great day. We missed you at your appointment this morning. So I hope we're just worried about you. Hope everything's okay. So just that personal touch and really, and then following up, obviously, not just dropping, well, I left a voicemail.
Right.
Good.
Yeah, that's a great one. And I even think too, even past that, to the true ownership of it, in that you own that as a KPI that you are responsible for. And so when someone doesn't, show up or come back for the day 2, if that's a part of your process that you own, then you are going to take more ownership of it, going back to it's just not a task, because then you're responsible for it at the end of the day. And so then you are going to care for it more. If there's holes in that process, then you then have the ownership to create a better process to take care of those holes. And also too, I think sometimes, employees need permission from the doctor, the office manager to say, this is your process. You do with it. I trust you with this. And if we need to make it better, then come with me, come to me with suggestions. I always say, if you had an employee that was just like, I think we should do this differently, how great would that be? Every, doctor, office manager would love that. So
yeah,
just owning that, but on the other end of it, to be able to report it and be responsible for it is where it starts.
100%. One of the things I recommend is the book Trust and Inspire, because I talk to a lot of doctor owners and office managers who just don't let their team take ownership of those tasks. They might mess up, you might not do it correctly. That's okay. I love the example, and I can't, maybe you ladies remember, but someone was talking about walking. When a baby is learning to walk, they fall down. They don't just stand up and start running, right? They take a few steps and they fall. We're not yelling at them for falling down. Like, we know they're going to fall. That's how they learn to walk. And then they get up and they try again. And so I love that connection there. It's like, you do have to relinquish control, and it's not easy. Yeah, it's not easy at all to relinquish that control, especially with my personality. I tend to like control, and I like to a little bit OCD, right? Like, I want to make sure it's done right. And that is something I've really had to work on, especially with that youth leadership organization. Like, I got to let these kids, lead and make mistakes.
If you're ready to take your practice to the next level, schedule a 15-minute Freedom Blueprint call. We'll diagnose your exact constraint, show you how to fix the constraint so you can take your practice to the next level. We'll talk to you soon.